My name is Fisher. I'm the co-founder and the CTO of the Bob project. Yeah. Walking into this room, I feel I'm a total stranger because I see a lot of ETH people here. But I'm glad that I'm not the only stranger here. Jason, already left from Solana, also a stranger. Okay, question. Very simple question. How many people are holding ETH here? Anyone? Yeah, a lot of people. How many Bitcoiners here? Oh, thank you. So I feel safer now. Cool. So today my topic is forkless roll-ups with Bitcoin staking. Okay. There are a lot of keywords here, buzzword here. Roll-up, Bitcoin, staking, okay? I believe everyone in this room is super familiar with what roll-up is and what staking is. But there is a word that doesn't seem to fit into this whole thing. That is Bitcoin. So what I would like to share with you today is the recent development on the Bitcoin side based on a new narrative called Bitcoin staking, and share with you what this Bitcoin staking could mean for Ethereum rollups. Okay, so my talk will have two parts. First part is to address what is Bitcoin staking, and the second part will be about how does Bitcoin staking impact Ethereum rollups or any rollups. Okay. Now, first, staking. In 2022, the Ethereum network upgraded to the POS, from proof of work to proof of stake, and from Ethereum mining to Ethereum staking. Okay. Then, based on this transition, we now have a very beautiful proof of stake market. Okay. And starting from ETH staking, we have a very nice DeFi ecosystem growing. From staking, we have liquid staking provide liquidity. Then thanks to Ethereum and EigenLayer, we have ETH staking, then ETH restaking, and from restaking, we have liquid restaking tokens, okay, to provide more liquidity and utility and revenue for yield for the ETH. On the other hand, what's happening on Bitcoin? Nothing. In the last 2 years, nothing happened. Bitcoin is still mining. Is there any real DeFi or yield? No, there isn't. Because Bitcoin, as everyone knows here, and I also admit, it's not smart enough. In order for your Bitcoin to have any utility, you actually have to give your Bitcoin to someone else, so that someone else can issue you a synthetic Bitcoin such as WBTC or TBTC on Ethereum, and you go from there. So unlike ETH staking, which is a native use case of the ETH token, Bitcoin doesn't have any native yield generation use cases. Okay, so there's nothing happening on Bitcoin. So what Bob tries to solve, or the question that the Bob project tries to answer is, can we build a native Bitcoin staking primitive, which allows Bitcoin, the asset, to be staked to any decentralized systems and provide proof of stake security, just as ETH or restaked ETH or Solana or any other proof of stake tokens. Okay. The answer is actually yes. So Boblon uses advanced cryptography and Bitcoin scripting language. Okay, a side note. Many people think Bitcoin is completely dumb. It is not programmable, but no, it is not. Bitcoin actually has a scripting language that allows you to do some basic operations with the UTXOs. Okay, so we use cryptography and Bitcoin scripting language to compose Bitcoin on-chain staking contract. It is not a Turing complete smart contract. It is just enough to make staking trustless and self-custodial, which means to use Boblon Bitcoin staking, you do not have to give you Bitcoin to anyone else. Yet, it provides the slashable economic security to the proof of stake systems. And so that the Bitcoin staker can earn yield from the security they provide. And based on that, we can issue Bitcoin liquid staking tokens or even restaking tokens to also release not only the security of Bitcoin, but also the liquidity of Bitcoin. Yeah, so at the moment, the Babylon ecosystem focusing on use Bitcoin security, Bitcoin staking to secure proof of stake chains. Okay. However, yeah, so these are the technologies we use to make this happen. I'm not going to talk about that. However, Bitcoin staking does not just work for protecting POS chains. It can also be used to protect roll-ups. I think last week, if you follow Twitter, you see that Vitalik mentioned something about decentralizing, the true decentralization, and roll-ups are under on the spot of being criticized as not decentralized. Okay. So think about that. If you want to decentralize a roll-up, how would you do that? Most people's first reaction will be, okay, instead of one sequencer, we have multiple sequencers. Each sequencer is run by different entities or validators. Okay, this is the natural way for decentralization. Okay. Any sequencer operators here? Yeah? Okay. Are you willing to share your revenue with some strangers? No, right? You are the sequencer, you control 100% of the fees. Once decentralized, even a factor of 10, then your revenue is only 10%. Right. That's why decentralization has been at a very low priority for rollups. It directly hurts the interest of the sequencers. Okay? However, Bitcoin staking can offer a different way to decentralization. Remember, decentralization doesn't have to mean that there are multiple sequencers. If the validation of the sequence result, like the L2 blocks, the validation and governance and voting of the blocks can be decentralized, then we can also say that this rollup, this L2, is decentralized because its validity, its finalization, is controlled by decentralized stakeholders. Okay? Then sequencer itself can be just one or a handful few. The power of decision is decentralized. Okay, cool. So this is how we envision Bitcoin staking can be used to secure rollups. So the rollups themselves provide execution level security, ZK optimism, and then with a challenge period or ZK verification on the L1s, mainly ETH. And then, however, on the layer 1, on the parent chain, it has slow finality because you need to implement a challenge period for the most part. Okay, here is our offer. What we offer is Bitcoin staking secured rollup, where the L2 blocks, before they are sent to the existing L1, such as ETH, the Bitcoin stakers using the proof of stake consensus to validate and finalize the L2 blocks before they are posted to L1. This provides Bitcoin token backed very fast finality before the roll-up blocks are rolled up to L1. So in terms of architecture, it looks something like the left-hand side. The sequencer will receive Bitcoin stakes to back its L2 blocks, L2 data, or ZK proofs. Okay, and then those data before posted to the L1, they are verified and confirmed and voted by Bitcoin stakers of course, in a the most decentralized way. Okay, and then if the sequencer is honest, then the sequencer will only submit one version of the L2 ledger to L1. In this case, they are doing a good work. Bitcoin stakers secure them, so it can also take a small cut of the L2 transaction fee. So everything is good. However, if the sequencer is malicious and the Bitcoin stakers fail to detect it, then the sequencers will be able to fool the L2 users by submitting one version to L1 and tell the users another version, which basically commits the most famous double spending attack and screw the L2 users up. Okay. In that case, the Bitcoin stakers will be slashed. So by adding Bitcoin staking between the sequencer and the L1, okay, in a non-intrusive way, we can provide rollups instant finality backed by Bitcoin. On top of that, Babylon is also working on Bitcoin liquidity, such as liquid staking tokens and liquid restaking tokens, that will allow the L2s to enjoy the Bitcoin liquidity. And also, with Bitcoin staking and the liquidity, Babylon will be able to bring all the Bitcoin users to the rollups. So this, in total, we provide a package of 3 benefits. 1, Bitcoin security. 2, Bitcoin liquidity. And 3, Bitcoin users. I believe most of the rollups and projects are looking for liquidity, security, and users, but mainly on the proof of stake world. But hey, there is an elephant in the room, which is Bitcoin. It is the Wild West that have not been developed at all. And Babylon's vision is to activate Bitcoin and create a more united and, decentralized world. Thank you very much.